So I was first drawn to Tantra for two reasons. First of all, I wanted to bridge a gap that was there in my life between my sexuality and my spirituality. And secondly, I was drawn to Tantra because I've been practicing sitting meditation for over 25 years, and that became a very insular practice for me. I was very alone in my sitting in my chair going hum, hum, hum. And I felt this craving for more contact with people and more aliveness to my spiritual practice. And I am pleased to say that SkyDancing Tantra has been the perfect solution for me in that regard. Personally, I've experienced benefits of more health. I believe that I'm healthier and more youthful as a result of my practice of SkyDancing. I certainly have a greater sense of well-being, more aliveness, I'd say joy, and even I'd go so far as to use the word ecstasy, just these moment-by-moment experiences of more lightedness and happiness in my life. I've also developed through this practice better communication skills, which have enabled me to have deeper and more meaningful connections with the relationships in my life. And in addition, as I mentioned, hey, this is a sex yoga. And not that it's all about sex, it's about that integration of sexuality and spirituality. But I have to say that I have much better guilt-free sex as a result of my practices, and much more powerful orgasms. I've learned how to have full body orgasms and multiple orgasms. And for you guys that are out there, I gotta clue you, this helps me last a long time in the bedroom. And best of all, I've achieved that gap. I've achieved that bridge between that gap between my sexuality and my spirituality, where my sexuality has now become a part of my spiritual practice, and I do consider it sacred. So the T word, Tantra. Tantra is a body-based spiritual practice that is thousands of years old, that originates back to India and China and Nepal and Tibet. And SkyDancing Tantra it was developed by a woman by the name of Margot Anand, and I've been fortunate enough to have been students of Steve and Lokita Carter, who are the lineage bearers for Margot Anand here in the United States. And SkyDancing Tantra, as Margot created it, blends some of these ancient spiritual practices and positions and things like that with modern psychological techniques that make SkyDancing Tantra more appropriate for our Western culture in terms of how it integrates into our lives. Tantra, in the Sanskrit word, means to weave. And it's another way of saying that is to say yes to all aspects of our life, including those things that are apparent opposites, into a more whole perspective on our lives. And that includes then our body and our sexuality. So I've already mentioned the benefits that I have personally experienced from my personal study and practice of SkyDancing Tantra. And you may be wondering how you might be able to experience some of those benefits as well. So that's part of what this video is about, is to invite you to participate. But you might also be wondering, well, what goes on? You know, I'm in the process of beginning to teach this style of Tantra. And what happens in these events is, first and foremost, we create a very sacred space, a safe place for people to come and get comfortable in their bodies, breathe, open their hearts, and experience our own love, and then share that love with others, and then on out into the world. So first and foremost at these events, we establish this sacred and safe place. And then secondly, we introduce the tantric principles, so there is some basic learning. However, most of what we do in these workshops is very experiential. It's, as I said, a body-based form of spiritual practice. And so we use 3 keys, which are movement, breath, and sound, and we do a variety of exercises, either on our own or with partners. If you're coming as a couple, you can work with your own individual partner, or you can choose to open up if you wish to have time with other partners in order to get a different energetic experience. But most and foremost, again, we establish this safe space, then we introduce the topics, and then we experientially practice these techniques so that you can then take them home and utilize these in your daily life. So the simple practice I wanted to share with you that you can, after you watch this video, you can practice it then or at any time during the day. And it's very, very simple. And it's using these 2 of the keys, which is movement and breath, and maybe the 3rd one, sound as well. But it's just simply breathing, imagining that from your mouth there's a simple straw that goes right down to the center of your chest, right here, which we call our heart chakra. And you're going to just simply breathe, imagine that as you breathe in through your mouth, that you're breathing through this straw right down into that heart chakra, and then letting it go. And if you wish, you can add another component, which is to imagine the color green right there in the center of your chest as you do this. So the practice would simply look like this. And you can do this with your eyes open or closed. Let's say you're stopped at a stoplight on your way to work in the morning. Rather than fretting about the time that you're spending there, you could just simply take a moment and just simply breathe into your heart. And the practice is that simple. And my invitation to you would be to try that, as many times as you can in a single setting, and then just notice if you feel any differently when you're done. So what I experience when I do this practice is, first of all, a sense of calm, a sense of connectedness with my own being, and then also an expansion of my energy. I feel bigger, and I'm able to then, as I move wherever I'm going the next place in my day, I actually just feel more grounded within myself. Something that my meditation teacher said to me years ago that I really liked was, honor the seed of wisdom that brought you here. So if you've been watching this video and you feel some curiosity, my invitation is to join us in SkyDancing Tantra.